Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Koros 2015 World Table Tennis Championships. We are at the women's singles round 4. This is the round of 16, where Ning of China will be facing Irene IVANCAN, the defensive player from Germany. I'm Adam Bobrow, and a little bit later, Gavin Rumgay of Scotland Table Tennis should be joining me. But in the meantime, we've got an exciting match here. Ning, world rank #1, the top seed in this tournament, and at 24 years old, expected to be one of the last, if not the last woman standing in this tournament. Although she definitely has her work cut out for her. And there's Kongling Hui, legend, Grand Slam winner from Chinese table tennis, women's team coach currently. Irene IVANCAN on screen in red. Defensive player with the pips on the backhand. Very versatile game, tall in stature. German coach with her. And Coach Shep, a legend in table tennis as a defensive player for German table tennis, often coaching the women's team. Not able to be there with her right now. Irene IVANCAN is world ranked number 41, the 30th seed in this tournament. And there's Carmen Torrado from Spain, España, our head umpire. Irene IVANCAN, 31 years old, slightly more experienced as far as years of play goes anyway. Both players quite comfortable off the table. Ning has been known to have some strong defense when need be, fishing, lobbing, good two-winged looper, and some fascinating serves to watch. But IVANCAN is going to be starting us off with the serve in this best of 7 love all. A little bit of a slow start. Rare to see points for the defensive player go so quickly without an attack. IVANCAN going for the big counter forehand. This is one of her greatest threats. She comes back into the table, can hit well on the backhand side as well. Variation of side spin. You can expect to see some of that throughout the game, throughout the match for that. And look at that receive. Looks like Ning's waiting on the backhand corner for the third ball opportunity. Heavy underspin, bending out wide to the forehand side, and Ning can't reach it. If she can't reach it, don't think many people will be able to. So far, the forehand counterattack has not been working out for IVANCAN. She's going to have to settle into it a little bit. Again, world rank #1, has loads of spin on her shot, so you're going to have to recalibrate a little bit to get comfortable with that if you can. An attempt at the side spin chop. Looked like she got a little bit late, didn't get under it quite enough to give it the lift it needed. Ning off to a strong start, up 4-1. Let called. Been a little bit more strict on the service toss this tournament. Been several warnings, making sure that the hand is flat and the toss is straight. Ning reads it beautifully and plays it right on the line. And even with the wingspan of the IVANCAN, the tall IVANCAN stepping around here, not able to cover the wide forehand. See how low that ball is, no chance. Off the top of the net and out, and right now it is all Ning in game 1. Still some struggle from IVANCAN trying to settle in, figure out what it's going to take. We saw a defensive player against a world #1 earlier, Ma Long versus Ju Se-hyuk. And that seemed like a missed contact. Ball either slipped off the rubber. Has been a bit warm in here, although I will say just now feeling cooler than the first 2 matches of the day. IVANCAN definitely uncomfortable. We haven't had the long rallies we expect to see from the defensive player. Heavy spin shot. You could hear the grunt from IVANCAN. Down low, really getting the body into it and loading it with spin, but still keeping it low to the net, causing Ning some trouble at the back of the table. Fast serve into the body, but the receive was strong. It was low, flat, and fast. Right at the baseline of the table, forcing a quick shot out of Ding Ning. Still up 6 points at the second towel break this game. Big step around forehand, the grunt, and right on the line past Ding Ning. She was even waiting on that corner, but still couldn't cover it. Perfect precision. Ding Ning staying a little more towards the middle, trying to cover in case the ball went either way. Hits the net post, and it is 6 game points for Ding Ning. And despite the drastic difference in score in game 1, IVANCAN definitely showing late in the game. She's willing to stay in the rally, settling into her game a bit more. And after the reverse tomahawk serve, the signature of Ding Ning, the follow-up forehand attacks take the point, and it's 11-4 for Ding Ning over Irene IVANCAN of Germany. Game 2 back just after this short break. And we're back for game 2, where Ding Ning is leading 1-0 over Germany's Irene IVANCAN, the defender in red on the close side of the table. IVANCAN really working to stay in that point. Wide to the forehand at full extension, just barely gets it back, but it's a quality chop and comes moving right back into the table. I think we're going to have to see some similar technique as we saw to Ju Se-hyuk, staying close to the table as much as possible to get that attack in and really be threatening near the table against Ding Ning. Clever idea, tries to cover the ball, bring it back deep with some topspin. Again, the defender using spin variation and variety of shot throughout the game for her advantage, or at least to give her the best shot against world rank number 1. And this is not a characteristic point. Mid-distance counter looping from both sides, forehand to forehand, and Ding Ning falling to the ground. First shot getting back up, whole body into that as it kicks out and off the top edge of the blade of IVANCAN. We are seeing a completely different player from IVANCAN than we saw about the first 10 points of game 1, 8 of which or so went to Ding Ning. And a little bit more like the early parts of game 1, this point ends quickly. Ding Ning, bit of extra spin, overpowering IVANCAN, does not adapt. Strong deceptive serve into the backhand side, kicking. Tough to read if it's topspin on it, and if so, how much. So much power from close to the table. IVANCAN really rotating through it. That's one of her greatest weapons. Last year in the 2014 World Teams Championships, she showed how versatile her game was and how strong her attack can be on the forehand side, and even with the flat hit on the backhand. Gets down low, gets the body into it, loads it with spin, and Ding Ning overcompensates, covering the ball too much into the net. Slightly softer, a little more spin. Ball comes in low at the ankles of IVANCAN. And from a height standpoint, it might have been closer to the knees, but I guess it was right at the legs, causing IVANCAN to have to take it later, getting the legs out of the way. It's a very effective strategy for Ma Long versus Ju Se-hyuk as well. Break off the top of the net. Ding Ning still almost getting it. Feet stuck to the ground, leaning forward for that last-minute reaction. And a big backswing setting up, as you would normally against a defensive player far from the table. The apology from IVANCAN for the fortune. Step around forehand, right idea, but as Ding Ning waits on the backhand corner, you can feel the pressure build up. IVANCAN trying to make it even wider to the backhand, but unfortunately for her, there was no table there for the ball to land on. IVANCAN now trailing by 2, has 2 serves to tie it up. Beautiful serve. The big forehand step around right into the body, and it's blocked up and out. That is a huge swing. It's going to take some time for IVANCAN to recover from that shot. But even if that ball makes it, because it came up a little bit, she still has a chance to run it down. Now just down by 1, IVANCAN. We'll see if the attack plays a big role in this point. And after the serve drifts off the table long, if there was any plan of attack for IVANCAN, she quickly adjusts and gets set into the defensive part of the game, her specialty. But again, the legs, right at the legs, has to get them out of the way, costs her a little bit of time. It creates a much more difficult shot, and here's the reverse tomahawk. An early exit of the point for IVANCAN. Looks like she's trying to work the corners a little bit, keep it in the backhand, maybe open up, get a step around, inviting a shot into the forehand side so she can work her attack game. Some vocalization and a big break as that ball misses. Sometimes the loudest shows and vocal expressions come after you get a point that you feel maybe you shouldn't have or maybe you wouldn't normally have earned. IVANCAN still in it, down 6-8. Well placed, Ding Ning from off the table, able to find the middle of IVANCAN, jams it into the body after the counter looping exchange. Watch this shot right at the body, and again, the legs. The core strength and the leg strength of the players, the demand is very physical, especially in the counter looping game. And the defensive game for that matter. IVANCAN, definitely a tall player. A lot of body to move every shot. And now it's 4 game points for Ding Ning, up 10-6 with the serve. IVANCAN playing a little bit more to the forehand side, middle forehand to earn the point on the forehand attack. 1 game point saved. You can see IVANCAN focused and thinking. That's one thing a lot of people forget about, but the level of focus and ability to concentrate at this level of play is just uncanny. Step around forehand, inside out, goes long, and it's an escape of 11-7. Ding Ning takes game 2. We'll be back for game 3 just after this short break. And we're back quickly for game 3, where Irene IVANCAN of Germany, the defender, is starting us off with the serve, down 0 games to 2, but takes the first point. Well-placed serve. Short to the middle with topspin. Again, the deception on the serve. Tough to tell if there was topspin on the first one. Really looked like light topspin. Ning dumping it into the net. But this point out here, it's the placement of the shot from IVANCAN, working it out wide to the forehand, sending Ning on the run. IVANCAN getting smarter and smarter as the points get longer. Quite impressive. The points are getting longer than they were in the beginning, playing it a little bit softer when it was hit into the body. And in the middle of the counter looping rally, even worked it out to the short side of the table to send Ning off to the forehand side. When Ning's sitting with the forehand in the cross court from the backhand corner, she's been overwhelmingly successful. Just a bit long on that break. That's unfortunate for IVANCAN. Ball comes up and you can see the surprise factor at the spin when the ball bounces. There's a good look at a backhand to put it away after a break off the top of the net. Recovery ball comes up high. The quick shoulder shrug of what? Heavy underspin serve to the forehand side, and IVANCAN ties it back up at 3 points each. Ball a little bit too shallow, and Ning exploiting that, stepping in and taking it early to get the angle wide to the forehand side. No chance for IVANCAN, even with the wingspan. The importance of keeping the ball very deep on the table. Very special occasions for a shallow shot, but not if it's high and you're far from the table. World ranked #1 pressure from Ning. Counter loop exchange, sending IVANCAN on the run, moving in and out, side to side, protecting the body. Again, if you're relatively new to the sport, instead of hitting it wide, players will try to hit it right on the elbow of their opponent, forcing some indecision, some hesitation. Just missing the back edge. One shot that's been quite effective and subtle from IVANCAN is when she gets the ball low, below the table, just a little flick of the wrist, little side spin makes the ball jump out. And we've even seen Ning caught off guard, surprised, having to sort of throw her hand at the ball. The length of that serve was just right from IVANCAN, barely off the back edge, and Ning struggling to make a strong receive. But the follow-up shot, see a backhand there, comes right back into play out wide to the forehand side. Ning, even when it looks like she's down and out, still in it. Fast-paced chop races across the net and over into the edge of Ning's racket. Looked like the apology was for giving the ball back. Weird thing is, in the slow-mo, it almost looked like it hit the center of the racket. It could have just been the angle, but it clearly, by the trajectory of the ball, was not a clean hit. Extra pressure from Ning, and IVANCAN forced to rush the shot flat back and into the net. IVANCAN now has the serve 4-8, switching to the inverted side as usual for spin and control on the serve. Excellent movement from IVANCAN, breaking out way wide to the forehand side as Ning leaves it spinny and extra wide, but IVANCAN loops it back into play. Now a 3-point game. That serve looked like topspin for sure to both me, Ding Ning, and probably everyone watching, but right into the net. Just a quick little twist to the wrist. Don Parker said it earlier. With the wrist, these players are like magicians. You can't really see what's going on all the time. Most of the time it's tough to, but they're trained. That's what makes them world class. Very patient play. IVANCAN waiting for it to come off the back side edge of the table, spinning it up softly, but still low to the net, and Ding Ning does not have an easy third ball opportunity. If that ball's not received well, it's going to come up a little bit higher, which many players would do, and Ding Ning would have her dream third ball. But the timeout is called. Ko Ling Hui coaching in Ding Ning's corner. Again, a Grand Slam expert. My Mandarin is just so-so. And it looks like, based on body language, which is a big part of communication, that Ko Ling Hui is discussing the receive of IVANCAN and where the ball's going, a little bit of side spin, how to sort of get in control early in the point with creative play and reading the spin well. Again, against a defensive player, you're going to have to play patiently. Oh, we've got Pongception. There it is again, Ding Ning on until infinity with Ko Ling Hui. If you look to the center of the screen, psychedelic table tennis happening here in Suzhou, China. And the wave off that we saw, the hand of Ding Ning sort of waving off what appeared to be an offer from Ko Ling Hui. You have to imagine it wasn't advice, but maybe something like, do you need water? Do you need this? Because as far as the respect for coaches go in China, one, you're dealing with a legend. Two, you're dealing with the strongest program in the world. Players tend to not turn down any advice. Here we go, Ding Ning back from the timeout with the serve, reverse tomahawk at 8-7. Strong receive, extra heavy underspin there from IVANCAN deep on the table, and even the lift of Ding Ning, not able to get it back over. Several points in a row for IVANCAN, ties it back up. Spin shot just a little bit long, and Ding Ning is having some trouble reading the spin variation from the defensive play of IVANCAN. It's been a while. We have to wonder if Ding Ning is tensing up a little bit. Even with the confidence of Ding Ning, there are still moments of hesitation and questioning yourself. Break off the top of the net, and the low spinny ball leaves IVANCAN squatting to the ground, kneeling for this counter. Look how low it is. Seemed like a last-minute decision. Was reminded that she has to keep it as aggressive as possible from down there. I don't know if have to is the right word. If she can make that shot, it's definitely effective, but she's also been very effective, IVANCAN, with the below-the-table topspin fishing shots that kick a little bit. After all, she is a defensive player, so keeping the ball on the table, staying alive for another shot is her specialty. And the tomahawk, reverse tomahawk, returned into the net for an outright point, and Ding Ning with a game point to go up 3-0. Spun out to the forehand side while IVANCAN is still backing up and on one foot. Tries to take the ball, but it's a very difficult way, backing up and moving side to side still to keep it on the table. Ding Ning barely escaping. The games are getting closer and closer. 11-9 with this pattern continuing. Game 4 could be a toss-up. Don't go anywhere. Game 4 just after this. And as we come back for game 4, Irene IVANCAN, the defender, now defending in every sense, down 0 games to 3 against world rank number 1, Ning. Ning going to start us off with the serve in game 4, love all. Inside out forehand, keeping IVANCAN guessing a little bit. And after a spin shot from below the table, looked like some indecision on the part of IVANCAN. From down low near the ground, decides a little bit late that she wants to fish it up. Timeout is called. IVANCAN definitely in a tough position, and the coach wants to start early in game 4. This is where the defender last time came back. Ju Se-hyuk winning game 4. After an 11-9 game 3, just like here, pulled it out deuce in the 4th. And the interesting thing about a timeout is whoever calls the timeout has the power to end the timeout whenever they'd like. So in theory, you could say timeout, time in. It might be confusing, comical, maybe not even helpful necessarily. In this case, it was slightly more just a few words, a few strong words from the German coach, and we'll see if IVANCAN comes back a different player. And the first point out of the timeout does not go to IVANCAN. Psychologically, a very difficult situation to be in. Again, it's just 1 point. Break off the top of the net, and Ning losing the racket completely. Have to imagine that was not intentional. See one more. Oh, let's see if we can see it. Top of the net, and seemed like maybe she had tripped up on the back edge. If you are to hit the ball without the racket in hand, it does not count, so there's really no point in tossing your racket at the ball. While it's spectacular to watch, it is not to your advantage. IVANCAN still in trouble after the timeout. Ning at 4-1. Strong attack. Even though it wasn't a full-on grunting forehand, the placement of IVANCAN's topspin shot was right on the baseline, but the placement of Ning's counter after that even better, right into the body. And again, you've got 2 different surfaces. You've got short pips on the backhand. You've got inverted on the forehand for IVANCAN. Tough to keep the ball in play fishing with short pips. There it is, the big forehand attack step around. It worked well for IVANCAN throughout the match. One of her most successful shots to win points against Ning. Question is, when can she find the opportunity and how? Staying closer to the table is going to be a big factor, and that right there in slow motion is just perfect technique. Slight variations in technique from pro to pro, but you are watching the best table tennis in the world, so if you're studying your stroke or your technique, watch these on repeat and take video of yourself. You might feel like you're playing like these people, but when you watch a video of yourself, you'll realize there's a reason these are world-class players out here. Middle to middle, the step around from IVANCAN stuck in the middle as Ning closes in and exploits the angle on the open forehand court. It's that step around there. And Ning a little inside out to the very corner of the table on the forehand side. Again, even with the wingspan and the legs, IVANCAN not able to reach that ball. 3-7. Ning looking to take this in 4 straight right now. The Chinese players have been playing especially well on the women's side.
4-7.
And again, for those of you just tuning in late who aren't watching on many open windows on your computer or different TV channels, man, that shot's beautiful. Xu Xin has been eliminated by Fang Bo. The round of 16, deuce in the 7th. Off the top of the net and out, it's a 2-point game. This is not over for IVANCAN. She is on the receiving end of a masterful server, though. Reverse tomahawk has been very strong for Ning. And she's going to go with it again. Chop falling just short. Change of pace from Ning, still very much in control at the back of the table. That ball had some extra kick and topspin on it as it floats off the pips long. And now IVANCAN trailing by 4, has her 2 serves right here. See what she can do to make a comeback. Big forehand right into the body. Instead of trying to play the very shortest part of the table, goes for a slightly safer shot into the body, and it pays off. Very spinny forehand from down low. Again, IVANCAN getting the legs into it. Ning blocking, just missing the side edge of the table there. And after IVANCAN takes her 2 serves, it's Ning in the driver's seat as far as serves go. 2 points away from taking this match and moving on to the quarterfinals. Much better adjustment on the receive. IVANCAN taking it much shorter, reading the spin well, getting in for the backhand chop. And Ning stepping around a little bit late. Different placement on the ball from that chop. And again, the variation of placement from the defender was difficult for Ning to adjust to just there. Wise idea, the good attempt on the forehand counterattack from IVANCAN. From off the table, though, Ning, instead of making it 9-9, takes control, and it is 10-8 at the 3rd towel break this game. It is now 2 match points for world rank number 1, 2014 ITTF Female Star of the Year. Break off the back edge of the table. A hesitant fist clinch with an apology-ish. Either way, it's an outstanding point. Ning moves on to the women's quarterfinals over Irene IVANCAN of Germany. And the quality of points outstanding here in this match. While we've seen closer games, again, Irene IVANCAN really bringing the fighting spirit. World rank number 41, the 30th seed in this tournament, is now out after playing 4 points to 11 of Ning, then 7-11, 9-11, and 8-11. And Ning will move on, fighting to earn a world championship for the women's singles here in Suzhou, China. I'm Adam Bobrow, and stay tuned for more excitement. The next match we've got coming up, I have to tell you, Mima Ito versus Tatiana Tanya Bilenko. This is the match I've been waiting for since I saw it on the lineup last night. Should be a fascinating and thrilling match between these 2 players on the up and up. Don't go anywhere, you don't want to miss it.